Hello, my name is Tilly Corbett. I'm the director of this short documentary, and I've lived in Eastbourne for 15 years. Around 8 months ago, I discovered the United Nations Leave It to Us conference. 800 young people from 80 different countries flown in by British Airways to discuss one topic, which isn't restricted to date of birth, our planet and how to make a change. I was struck by the unity and expertise these young, bright people brought to the table.
Every little thing that we can do, people will listen and we might just achieve our goals.
Well, I think everyone's learned an awful lot from the projects which have been presented in the morning. And also I think now this conference is finished, governments are going to listen a lot more to children and realise they do have valid opinions which can be listened to, and maybe some action will be taken on them.
As we mark the 25th anniversary, I couldn't help but reflect on the youth of Eastbourne and their opinion on climate change. That's how I met 17-year-old Tom Nevill. This film is about his journey and goals to help our town.
Hi, I'm Tom Nevill and I'm from Langley, which is in the east side of Eastbourne. I want to make a change in my town. I am a full-time college student and a member of the Eastbourne Eco Action Network Transport Group, and I'm also a Youth Parliament representative for East Sussex. I was informed about the first United Nations Conference for the Environment, called the Leave It to Us Conference. The topics important to the young people at the 1995 conference were pollution, waste, and loss of habitat to wildlife and animals. I was struck by Challenge 17. This addressed the issues upon pollution and how people travel around a town and the world. In 25 years, car ownership has increased. We have the highest number of short car journeys in East Sussex. In 2015, it was at 54%. In no circumstances, no one would have ever wished for the coronavirus pandemic to happen. But this did prove to us what a cleaner, greener town, city, country could look like. During the height of the pandemic, daily carbon emissions fell by 17% around the world. 17 million less tons of carbon dioxide was emitted every day, with almost half of that drop because of fewer car journeys. Studies show air pollution can impact on our health. It can trigger heart attacks, strokes, and asthma. As you drive on the road, your tyres shed tiny bits of microplastics into the drains, into the rivers, and then into the sea. You only have to drive 500 meters in an average modern car for you to melt 1 kilo of glacier ice. Since 2010, SUVs have been the second biggest source of releasing carbon emissions. If SUV drivers were a nation, they'd be the world's 7th biggest polluter. In the past couple of years, I have noticed, as a regular bus user, that on the loop service especially in Eastbourne, there's been a reduction from 4 buses an hour to 2 buses an hour. Now we have got a slower bus service and no bus priority measures. It is so much more expensive, so people like to use their vehicles instead of getting on public transport because it can't get you quickly from A to B. I decided to take action, and I've proven to people that young people can make a change. Earlier this year in March, I was set to my GCSEs, but unfortunately COVID-19 took way, and I found myself doing absolutely nothing with my time. So I decided to push myself. I decided to meet with the Eastbourne Eco Action Network Transport Group every week and discuss problems that Eastbourne is facing locally. As it being a place by the sea, it should be a place known for cleaner air, which has now been associated with poor air quality. So I decided to pick up the idea of closing a street and improving air quality. And there was already a kind of name for this, Car Free Day. Car Free Day is to create awareness on why we use the car and to show people what a street looks like without vehicles. When speaking to Eastbourne Borough Council, I discovered that there was a Towns Policing Act. This was an act in order to allow you to close a street for a street party. I had to adapt these guidelines to the Eastbourne Walking Festival car-free event to allow for safety and the risk assessment to be put into place. We also had to consider the safety of social distancing and making sure the COVID guidance was integrated to the risk assessment. When the day came along, it was really surprising that I couldn't get volunteers to help me. It's just that the idea was so new, nobody really knew what they could expect or what was going on. What I've done can be used so other eco groups that this is a model and can be adopted in every part of Eastbourne and possibly the UK. My purpose is to reduce air pollution and to connect the public with the surroundings. As we reassess and restructure the world, we need to reassess and restructure our relationship with the vehicle. To do this, we must improve public transport and cycling infrastructure and show people and pedestrians that the car isn't the king of the road. Think about the situation and the consequences between street level pollution. A lot of this is just unnecessary. Consider how much we can do for our town and our planet. I need your help to improve transport for future generations, cleaner, greener and less polluted. We marked Car Free Day with the closure of 6 roads in and around the town. It is now time to think of our plan for next year's Car Free Day in 2021. If you really want to make a difference, I have already created the instructions for you to close the road outside your school on Car Free Day. We can show Eastbourne Borough Council and East Sussex County Council of what young people my age are capable of. We want safe cycling routes and better and safer infrastructure for pedestrians. There should be no excuses why improvements cannot be made. For the past 12 months, this journey has been amazing. Thank you for listening.